Hey everyone, Emily here. Welcome to another episode of the Run Like Clockwork Podcast. We're doing a team takeover episode. Like I said, my name is Emily, and if you haven't heard my voice before, I am the lead coach and director of programming here at Run Like Clockwork. And today I am joined by one of our superstar students, Steve Lucin. I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome to the podcast, Steve.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here too. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we definitely wanted to have you on the podcast for so many reasons, which we will get into. But first, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your businesses?
Sure. So my name is Steve Lucin. I'm a creative entrepreneur. I am a stakeholder to a few brands and organizations that I'm a part of. One of them, I'm the owner of Hallucinated Studios. It's branding and marketing for nightlife. I have a nonprofit that we're building that support creativity, where we give out scholarships to creatives going to college and grad school. I also am stakeholder for Legacy Greek, which is also branding and marketing for fraternities and sororities, and currently really running my own business under my own personal brand, stevelucin.com, where we help small businesses and nonprofits with their branding and marketing.
I love it. So a lot of it is branding and marketing, but for several different niches, which I love that you've kind of separated them out as well. And you came through the Clockwork program a little bit differently. It's not like you just, paid to join the accelerator. You actually earned a scholarship to go through the accelerator program. Can you tell us a little bit about why you applied for it and kind of what the draw was to Clockworking for you?
Well, I'm gonna have to take a little step back and say that I first learned about Mike Michalowicz back in the Creative Live days. So this was maybe like 5 years ago or so. I got a course for the Pumpkin Plan. Loved his attitude and the knowledge most of all. Followed him through the Profit First book. And then joined an email list, and I found out that Clockwork was coming out, the book. Loved the tagline. I was super stoked about it. I'm like, I need to get this book. I think I bought the book, and then like a week or so later, I got the email from Mike Michalowicz saying, "Hey, we're giving out a scholarship for the program that goes with the book." And I was literally, like, as soon as I got the email, I opened it up. I was like, okay, let me just apply real quick. And it was an easy entry. So went ahead and applied, and lo and behold, I got the scholarship. Thank you so much. Feel very grateful for it because it's been a wonderful journey thus far.
Yeah, you applied for Support Creativity, which is an amazing not-for-profit. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I want to spread the message for it as well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So Support Creativity, been ever since I established my business in 2012, I decided to save $100, and in a year I would have $1,000 to give out a scholarship. I've always wanted to start a scholarship program. So this scholarship program is for college and grad students, anybody who's in any creative field. And since 2013, we've awarded a little over 36 grand in scholarships.
Amazing.
And it's all from the strength of my friends, family, coworkers. And I know it's not that much yet, but it's because it's not an official 501c3. So I've been working with it alongside my business.
Right.
And when I saw the Clockwork opportunity, right, I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to actually establish it, make it a machine, because throughout this whole time, it's always just been myself, and I would bring my friends, my coworkers, my colleagues. I would assemble teams whenever I needed. So we would do an art show and give out the scholarships. So during that time, I would assemble a team to help me do all the things for the event, the award show, the award ceremony. And so, this year, I finally got a board together, started assembling the team and slowly but surely clockworking it.
Yes, because it's a very cyclical type of not-for-profit, right? Because of you follow the school calendar, right? A lot. In terms of when your busy seasons are and...
Correct. So the calendar that I follow, it's, January, February, we open up the application. We make the deadline May, and then in this, we review the applications so that late summer we award the scholarship, and then the fall is kind of like the down season.
Yes, and fundraising, I imagine.
And fundraising, yes, exactly.
Yeah, I love it. I love the work that you're doing. As soon as we saw your application, it was definitely a no-brainer for us, because some of the kids, the people that you're supporting, it's so amazing to see their stories. And if we just want you to be able to support more of them. And I think what a lot of people who have not-for-profits don't realize or pretend isn't real sometimes is that it still has a lot of the same structures as a business.
100%.
It
Absolutely.
has internal operations that need to be running efficiently. There are costs and expenses, and there's deliverables, and the more money and the more time, the more resources that you expel on some of these things, the less you have to give to your recipients, right?
Correct. And it's again, it's just the funding is simply straight from friends and family, whatever they can give, right? We haven't really done corporate sponsorship, right? We've had like just a handful who have been able to do a matching donation. And so like, even though, because I don't have an official 501c3, I've been blessed to have fiscal sponsors. So we're able to use, their EIN numbers and be able to do some matching, but haven't gone as hard. Right. And because of that, it's been sort of just very, very grassroots. It's like work with what I have, what I got, and of course be incredibly creative with the resources that I have.
Yes, of course. That is one of many things that I love working with you, is you're so creative, and you always have, whenever we're on a call together, you always have these like, I'm like, how is this a question? Like, your brain just works in such a creative way, which I love working with, because it's not my strength necessarily. So I love being, in a hive mind with you talking about these things, because you bring such a different perspective to it. So you went through accelerator program for the not-for-profit, but I'm assuming, and I've seen that a lot of the principles carried over to your other businesses, correct?
100%.
Yeah.
So because of COVID, especially, well, the accelerator program was in the fall, and then 2020 hit January. I remember having a one-on-one with you, and I was saying, hey, I immediately said, what did I say? My business is on life support. I need help with it. And I remember feeling bad that I was like, you know what? I kind of felt like I needed to put the support creativity stuff on pause and focus on me, right? Because if I can't focus on me and my business, and if I'm not good foundationally, then I can't help others.
Yes.
And you made me realize that. So it was like, what's the bread and butter out of all the businesses and everything that you're doing? What's the bread and butter? You helped me hone in and to say it's the stevelucin.com brand, helping the small businesses that are actually bringing in income. You're like, yo, just focus on that and do that. Yeah,
it's definitely one of the efficiency principles that we live by, is like, you cannot do all things well. And every time that you introduce, because a lot of your brands were offering very similar services, just marketed differently. But every time you introduce a new service or a new product or a new like niche clientele, that you're just complicating or adding a level of complication to your systems, to your processes. You need to adjust your marketing. Everything needs like a new like refresh, which only really works when the base is Clockwork to start with. Like, you need to start with the first one and get it running. And then you can, pivot a little bit over here or explore something new over here or focus on that. But when you spread your resources too thin, like I think is what you experienced in January, is that it just wasn't sustainable. Nothing was firing really well. Everything was just sort of chugging along, essentially. So I think it was, I remember that call, and it was you were so clear and open about like, we need to make some changes here. But then you did it, which I think is what a lot of people, because you were passionate about everything that you do. And I remember you saying like, but I love working on these things. And I was like, you won't be able to a year from now at all if we don't focus on, the highest revenue driving activities for right now. So I was glad you were able to take that feedback and really run with it. But then COVID hit, right?
Oof, COVID hit me, and it's been a roller coaster ride, to say the least. I mean, definitely downs, but definitely ups.
Yeah.
You know, first week of March, big up is that I find out that I'm having a baby.
Yay! Yeah.
2 weeks
First week of March,
later,
though.
first week of March. No, but then, you know, I'm hearing about all the stuff that's happening all over the world.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, you know, I'm from New York City, so 2 weeks later we get locked down, and you know, you can just imagine the feelings I was feeling at that time, the panic. You know, I'll be real open. I do remember literally crawling into a ball in my bed and crying. Yeah. Like, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, what's happening. Oh, because at the same time, my team of 4 or 5, you know, creatives went down just to me. Yeah. Right. And I'm just like, what is going on? You know, how am I going to handle this? You know, I called the Clockwork coaches, and you kind of just set me straight. No, yeah, just and that's what I appreciate so much, that it's like, I see you guys as my business moms. Right. And it's like, no, I love it. It's like, I'm able to talk to you, and you're just like, help me through this crazy situation. You know, I'm by myself when I'm now, you know, with running my business. I mean, luckily I've been able to keep a sales /marketing guy, and it's just been me and him through this war. Right. Yeah. And so, COVID hit, and I'm still trying to clockwork, right? Or that's what the coaches here told me, that it's still important to do, and it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, because I'm able to just really take the things that I'm doing, focus on the most high priority tasks, continue to clockwork, so that when I'm ready to build the team back out, you know, all the systems are in place, you know, all the onboarding is in place, and so on and so forth. And that's exactly where I'm at right now. I'm in a situation where I can start to expand out again, little by little. I love it.
And I honestly think you're going to come out of this as one of the COVID success stories, because I remember speaking with you at the beginning of this, and you had lost, like you said, your creative team, because it was an agency, and they just shut down, right? They just stopped operating.
Correct.
And, you know, you just found out you were pregnant, and you left your office because, well, New York City, I don't think you really wanted to be there anyway, right?
The facts.
Yeah. And I remember feeling in March, like, we've got to like pour into Steve right now. Like, we need to invest some time into Steve, because also, as our team, our number one focus when this all really, you know, blew up was like, every one of our clients is going to make it through this. Like, that was our commitment. So, but it required the clients being honest and open about what the impacts COVID was having on them, and then us adjusting and refocusing and looking at the resources we had, and how can we continue to serve the QBR with, you know, less resources. You know, like you lost like the majority of your team. So it was like such a emotional time, I think, for all of us. But now it's, you know, that was March and it's July. So I'm sure that those, you know, 4 or 5 months felt like a true grind. But now you're at a place where you're looking to start growing again. And many businesses did not survive that. So yeah, I'm so excited to hear that you're at the point where you're going to be bringing or able to bring on new people, especially as you're expecting, because we want you to be able to spend time with your new baby.
Yeah. So that baby's due in November. Yeah. I'm still freaking out because it's like, well, and I'm so happy that I have the support of my wife, you know, because she understands that I'm trying to, you know, clockwork and that I am still trying to take this 4-week vacation, which, by the way, like early January, I think it was January or February, I took a 1-week vacation. Yeah. A la clockwork. And I was happy. I was good. It was working. I'm like, yes. And then COVID hit. Yeah. So I know it's possible and I could taste it, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, baby's due in November. So it's like all of November / maybe all of December and or, right? Whatever I could do or afford. I want to take off, right? I want to be there for my wife, for my baby. And we are in end of July. That's 3 months away. And it's like, I'm still, like I said, I'm just freaking out, but I know it's possible. I know it's possible. And it's like, because I've been able to pivot during COVID, I am super hopeful. Yeah. Can I tell you about the pivot? I don't even know if I shared.
Please share it with me.
Please share. My pivot has been. Yeah. Well, well, the niche, right, for stevelucin.com, it was small businesses and personal brands at first.
Yeah.
Right. Then it went to nonprofits immediately when COVID happened, because a nonprofit reached out to me saying, hey, we need to showcase our social media and show that we're still working with our students.
Yes.
And I'm like, I got you.
Yes.
Right. And then that led to, well, I was also working with another nonprofit doing social media work for them. Yeah. And they're like, yo, our gala is canceled. What can we do? I'm like, well, for my birthday, I did a Zoom party. Check out this VJ stuff that I did. Yeah. And, I've live streamed also 13 DJs. I helped live stream 13 DJs and raised 13 grand for New York Presbyterian Hospital. Amazing. And they're like, oh, we could live stream. I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad. You want me to help you? Yeah. And so this nonprofit, that was a huge success story, because they went from canceled to raising over $1 million for their nonprofit. Stop. Yes.
Oh my God, I'm like, just got chills.
Yeah, I know. And I get to inherit that result. So yes, I grind it out, put a case study. It's on my website, stevelucin.com/blog. Yeah. And you could check out that how that went. And then honestly, that it's been a spark. Yeah. A lot of nonprofits are hitting me up and they're like, yo, can we live stream? Can we live stream?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yes. So it's been, again, like a blessing to, narrow down, niche down, focus. I'm processing everything out. Yes. The time tracking, I became a time tracking beast throughout this process. And now, you'll be proud of me too. Just a couple of days ago, this week, I added some more, I guess, columns in my timesheet where I'm starting to understand, okay, sure, this is one account that I'm working on, but which project and what role, right? So now I'm able to pinpoint, okay, a graphic design role for this particular virtual gala is going to be this long to take, right? And the animator, the editor, the account manager, the finance. This is how much time is taking. And at first, I hated time tracking. I've never time tracked ever in my life. Yeah. Right. As a creative, I want to get lost in my work. I don't want to care about time. Yeah. But that's one of the key things that I think Clockwork has taught me. It's like, time is money. And I believe that too. Time is money. But I've never thought about pinpointing. Exactly. Like living through it and just understanding where my time is going. And it is proving to be super helpful, because now I'm able to price out better, like even that first gig, I'm like, great. I made some income, but now I'm like, this is what probably it should have cost. And then on the next one, okay, maybe it actually should cost this if I'm going to bring more people.
XYZ,
XYZ, exactly. So time tracking, I know people hate it in our Clockwork group.
Everyone.
I feel like nobody likes it, right? Yeah. But I don't like it. I didn't like it. Now I love it. Yeah. But even teaching my group, my team to do it is still kind of painful. It's like an uphill battle with that, right? Yeah. But nobody likes it.
It's just one of those things. Very few people enjoy it, but it's like so valuable. And I think it's so interesting to share that, like, you went through the accelerator as a scholarship, and then you opted to pay to join us in Continuum for the full year.
That was a no-brainer.
Yeah. which is why, and like part of the Continuum program, like I didn't know this update because you've been in the doing, and Continuum's a little bit more self-study. So I haven't seen you on a call in a couple of weeks, but it also just goes to show, like, these are huge Clockwork steps forward that you've been able to implement, like understanding the methodology and the principles, and then making them work for your business, and being able to pivot into almost a new industry or new offering, but you're building it with Clockwork in mind. So like you said, you've got the processes, you've got the time tracking in. Like if you had to, and maybe I'm making an assumption here, but if you had to do this pivot pre-Clockwork, I can assume it wouldn't have gone as smoothly as it is right now, in terms of capturing systems and processes and being able to train new people on it.
No way, because here's the thing. Clockwork taught me how to run a business, right?
Yeah.
So I know how to design, I know how to animate, I know how to edit, I know how to do everything creative.
You know how to do.
I've made money from it, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the systems, right? The AC/DC method, right? The attract, convert, deliver, and collect.
Yeah.
All these nuggets of gold of how to run the business, how to systematize it. It was exactly what I was looking for. And when the book and the coaches teach you how to, learn it and implement it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna systematize everything. Everything. And that's the goal, right? Steve Lucin is gonna get systematized. SteveLucin.com is gonna get systematized, and then we'll move on to, I've been doing support creativity as well, now with the board. Not as heavy, because I still need to
make money,
make money and be foundationally set.
Yeah.
But it's I have it in mind, not in mind. It's the board is in ClickUp, right? I tell them we're clockworking. Hey, we're taking notes. We're doing all this stuff. Yeah. I know it's not clockwork yet, but we're gonna be there. Trust me, you're gonna everybody's gonna love it.
Oh, I love this. This is so great. I'm so excited to hear about all these updates and to see how far you've come. And like you're taking at least a 4-week vacation this year.
I have to.
Yeah, it's non-negotiable.
I cannot. Yeah, it's non-negotiable.
You never get that time back.
Of course.
Yeah. Your wife's like, it's happening, whether you wanted to or not. I love it. All right. Well, we love to end these episodes with some rapid fire Q&A if you're on board for that.
Go for it.
Okay. So first question I was asked, and you can pick for any of the brands that you want, but what is your QBR?
This is for all the brands except the nonprofit one. It's attentive and clear communication with my current and potential clients.
Love it.
Communication is the highest thing for me.
Yeah, it's so good.
1,000%.
And I've seen it in action on your part, and it makes all the difference, because I also know in the industry, communication is key, because you can't really do people's creative work without clear communication.
You cannot. And it's the reason why I've been successful.
I love it. What's the first position you hired since Clockworking? Or
no, since Clockworking I haven't hired. No, because I had the team before. Right. I had a team 4 or 5 people. And then the team got lost. Yeah. So, but this next position that I'm thinking of, I am trying to decide. Yeah. I'm thinking it's a virtual assistant, or a creative, or both. Yeah. Where the virtual assistant can be more as a account/project manager. Yeah. And the creative, of course, design and edit and animate.
Love it. Well, we can have a hot seat about what would be the best hire for you next.
Yeah. I'm
down. Okay. What is your favorite pastime/hobby? I know you love to ride your bike, because I always see your rides around Central Park and get so jealous.
I do. I don't know, for the people that are viewing this video, I got a bike behind my green screen over here. But yeah, I love to ride bike, but my true passion is VJing. And for those who don't know, that is mixing and animating video live at concerts and festivals. Yeah. That's another thing that I've done during COVID, with the same people that I've been collaborating with, and I've been able to live stream a VJ set. You could check that out at hallucinated.com. And I absolutely love it. It's just thrilling to me to mix video to live music.
I cannot wait to go to a festival again one day.
Oh my goodness.
Mine and my husband's
couple years.
That's our fun, our hobby is live music. That's what we invest all of our fun money in. So I'm like,
that's cool.
Please, vaccine, come back so I can go. Yeah. Okay. What has been your I don't know if you know rose and thorn. So what's been like the best part and the worst part about Clockworking?
Well, the best part is learning and implementing and seeing things work. Yeah. That's by far, I love it. Yeah. And you said the worst part?
Yeah, the worst part, or the most painful part.
The painful part is trying to get the team on board with it all, right? Because it's a lot of information. I soak it up because it's my passion, my love, it's my business. I want to learn, I want to grow. To pass it on to everybody else, it's a little tougher. Yeah. It's an uphill battle.
Totally. I can relate to that. And it's also very common that that's people's frustration is the team. So yeah. And then what's your dream 4-week vacation? It's okay if you don't say maternity leave with your.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the dream right now is just to like not just be home with my wife and baby, right?
Yeah.
But the dream, I mean, of course everybody loves traveling, right? Somewhere tropical. I'd love to go across seas to maybe Croatia or Spain. Different. I don't know. Everywhere. Japan. I wanna. Yeah, I haven't traveled too much to too many places. I have a handful under me, but but it'd be great to do that vacation in VJ.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Ibiza. Let's go.
That'd be yeah. Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Private yacht. Let's go. All right. Well, last thing I want to end with, this is what we always end with. Firstly, thank you so much for joining us today. I loved listening to your story. You were so honest, open, vulnerable about the realities of clockworking, especially during COVID. So with that in mind, and we'll drop all the links to like stevelucin.com and Hallucinated in the show notes if you guys want to check out this amazing blog post, $1 Million Win, and this VJ set, which I'm going to watch on the weekend now. What would you say, what's one word to describe your clockwork experience?
Comforting. Yeah. Like I said, I see all of you as my business moms. And every time I come into a meeting or a group meeting, a learning environment, it's just comforting to know that somebody or a group of people have my back and and really want to see me succeed. And that means a lot to me, because if I succeed, I know many other people around me are going to succeed.
I love that. That's like such a great word. Well, if this story resonated with you and you have a not-for-profit, at the time of this episode airing, we have scholarship open to earn a spot in the accelerator. So like I said, if you have a not-for-profit, we'll drop the link in the show notes to go apply. And if you're listening to this later and the accelerator sounds like a win for you, you can visit www.runlikeclockwork.com/vacation to learn more about how to go through the accelerator program. Steve, thank you so much again for joining us today. And I look forward to hopping on a hot seat soon to talk about what your next hire will be.
Yes, let's do it. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. Everybody have an awesome day.
Yes, thanks.